You think you're just walking down the street, casually adjusting your sleeves, phone in hand, eyes locked on nothing in particular. You're not trying to impress anyone, you're just being normal. But what if I told you at that exact moment, a woman across the room, or even across the cafe, has already made dozens of conclusions about you? Not because she's shallow, not because she's judgmental, but because that's how she's wired. While most men are trying to think of the perfect line to say, she's already felt your energy. She's already decided if you're someone to watch or someone to ignore. She notices how you sit, how you breathe, how you carry yourself when no one's watching. She pays attention to what you overlook. The pauses between your words, the tension in your shoulders, the silence before you speak. Most men have no idea that women have a sixth sense for subtle energy. She doesn't need a resume or a highlight reel. She feels who you are before you even know who you're being. And that's what separates the average man from the unforgettable one. Because here's the brutal truth. It's not what you say that makes the biggest impact. It's what you transmit. And every single day, you're broadcasting things about yourself without even knowing it. You're saying, I'm nervous, I'm trying too hard, I don't know who I am yet, or I'm grounded, I know my value, I don't need to prove anything. The tragedy, most men live their entire lives unaware of these signals. They keep trying to impress women with surface-level tactics, never realizing that women are noticing something far deeper. So if you're tired of trying to play it cool, if you're done wondering what she's thinking, and if you're ready to understand what really makes her drawn to you, then this video is your wake-up call. Because today I'm revealing 7 things women instantly notice about men, even if those men have absolutely no clue. It's happening. If you get these right, she'll feel a magnetic pull towards you without knowing why. But if you ignore them, you could be repelling attraction before you even say, hello. Let's break it all down. You're watching Stoic Paradox. Let's go deep. Let me ask you something. Most men never pause to consider when you walk into a room before you speak, before you smile, before you even realize someone's watching, what version of you is the world actually seeing. Is it the confident man you believe yourself to be? Or is it the anxious version you've been trying to suppress? Is it the grounded, calm, self-aware version that knows his value, or the distracted, defensive, uncertain one shaped by years of rejection, doubt, or overthinking? You see, most men are obsessed with their words. What should I say to her? How do I start a conversation? What if I say the wrong thing? But the truth, and it's a brutal one, is that by the time you've even opened your mouth, she's already decided how she feels about you. Not based on your money, not based on your job, your jawline, or your car, but based on things you don't even know you're doing. Your presence, your energy, your unconscious signals, the rhythm of your voice, the stillness in your gaze, the way you handle silence. Because a woman, especially a deeply feminine woman, isn't just listening to what you say, she's feeling who you are. She doesn't need a checklist. She doesn't need a 10-minute explanation. She simply needs to experience you for 5 seconds. And she'll know everything she needs to know. That's not supernatural, that's psychology, that's intuition, that's evolution. And here's the reality. Most men go their entire lives unaware that they're being read like an open book. Not by their words, but by the subtle, hidden cues they're constantly giving off. And in a world where confidence is faked, where masculinity is confused with arrogance, and where most men are terrified of rejection, the ones who win are the ones who understand this invisible layer of attraction. So if you've ever wondered why some men walk into a room, and women just notice them without them even trying, it's not magic, it's not genetics, it's not even game. It's awareness. And in this video, I'm going to hand you that awareness, because there are exactly 7 things women instinctively, instantly, and almost unconsciously notice about every man they meet. And once you become conscious of them and master them, you'll stop chasing women and start being the kind of man they quietly chase. This isn't about tricks. This is about truth. It's about presence, power, precision. So if you're ready to stop being invisible, if you're ready to take control of the signals you send into the world, and if you're ready to become the kind of man a woman remembers long after you've left the room, then keep watching. Because what I'm about to reveal might just change the way you carry yourself forever. You're watching Stoic paradox, and this is the knowledge 99% of men never learn. But every high-value woman instantly recognizes one: your inner presence, the energy that walks in before you do, before a single word leaves your lips, before your smile, before your handshake. She already feels something. Women are deeply intuitive. They don't analyze your presence. They absorb it. It's not about the brand of your watch or the price tag on your shoes. It's about the vibe you radiate. Is it calm? Is it desperate? Is it proud? Needy, anxious, or deeply grounded? You see, most men try to impress, but what truly gets noticed is the man who isn't trying. At all, the man who can walk into a room and say nothing, yet still draw attention. Not with volume, but with stillness. He owns no one, but commands everything. That's the difference between someone who walks in like a boy and someone who arrives as a man. 2, your body language, the unspoken truth of who you are before you ever say hi. Your posture already said everything. And she noticed, are your shoulders caved, your head down, your steps rushed like someone trying to shrink into the background? Or is your spine straight, your shoulders relaxed and your movements intentional, like someone who owns his time and space? Stoic men don't walk with arrogance, they walk with assurance. There's no need to puff the chest because true confidence doesn't need to advertise. Every movement speaks, and when your body tells the story of a man who respects himself, women listen. 3, your eyes, not just where you look, but how the eyes are more than organs of sight. They're messengers of your soul. Women instantly pick up on where your gaze lands, but more importantly, they sense the intention behind it. Do you glance at her like a boy seeking validation, or do you hold eye contact like a man who sees her, not just her body, but her essence, and remains unmoved by beauty alone? A man with calm eyes, steady gaze, and the emotional strength to look through someone rather than at them. That man isn't forgotten because he doesn't just look, he sees. And being seen, not objectified, is what women crave more than compliments. 4, your relationship with silence. Most guys fear silence. They fill it with nervous jokes, senseless chatter, desperate attempts to be liked. But silence, when used, well becomes the strongest language of the high-value man. A stoic man doesn't rush to fill the void because he's not afraid of what might surface when things go quiet. She notices when you can sit in stillness, when you can hear her without interrupting, when you're present enough to let her talk, not to impress you, but to express herself. If your silence speaks of comfort, strength, and grounded masculinity, she won't want to leave the conversation because it feels like a rare place where she can finally breathe. 5, how you handle uncertainty. Life throws chaos, traffic, delays, last-minute plan, changes, most men react. But women notice the man who responds. Do you panic, complain, snap, or do you adapt with calm intelligence, with emotional balance, with inner poise? How you handle the unexpected tells her more than how you handle routine, because anyone can smile when things are easy, but when the unexpected hits, the stoic man becomes a harbour in her storm. That reliability, that unshakable essence, that's what makes her feel emotionally safe. And no feeling is more attractive to a woman than emotional safety, wrapped in masculine stillness. 6, how you treat the invisible people. She watches closely when you're not trying to impress. She sees how you talk to the waiter, the cleaner, the driver, the old man crossing the street. She notices whether your kindness is selective or your respect is universal. If you only show charm when it gets you something. She knows it's performance, but if you live with integrity, with manners and quiet strength toward everyone, that's what impresses her most. Because women don't just want a man who's strong. They want a man who's good 7. The way you speak about your life, your past, and your purpose when you speak. What do you speak about? Is it complaints, gossip, old heartbreaks, or is it goals, growth, and gratitude? When a man speaks with vision, with purpose, with humility but strength, a woman instantly feels she's not talking to just another guy. She's speaking to a man who is going somewhere. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to be famous. But if you have direction, if you have a reason to get up in the morning, and you speak from that place of clarity, she notices, because your voice then doesn't just carry words, it carries meaning. What you must understand is this: women are biologically wired to scan for depth, stability, leadership, and character, not on a conscious level, but on a deeply emotional one. She might not know why she feels drawn to you, but her subconscious reads the subtleties of your being like a novel. Your energy, your posture, your focus. They all whisper truths about the kind of man you are. And she listens closely, even when you think she isn't. So here's the truth. You thought it was the car, the job, the perfect message, the jawline on the dating app. But what she truly notices, what actually pulls her in without her even realizing it, are the things you thought were invisible. The way you breathe when no one's watching, the way you respond when life punches you in the face, the respect you show to those who have nothing to offer you, the posture you carry when you're not trying to impress, but simply exist in your own power. Most men walk through life trying to get women to notice them. But a stoic man, he walks through life making sure that what gets noticed is something worthy of attention, worthy of desire, worthy of trust. Because attraction isn't about getting her to look, it's about giving her a reason to keep looking. And here's the paradox: when you stop performing and start aligning, when you stop chasing and start becoming, that's when she starts to feel something she can't explain. That's when she starts to remember you, and when a woman remembers you, you don't need to impress her. You've already imprinted something far deeper than words ever could if this message awakens something in you. If you're not here for surface level games, but for real growth, then you're not just watching this video, you're answering a calling to master the small things, to refine the unseen, to build the kind of masculinity that women admire and men respect. Not because it's loud, but because it's real. So do this now. Subscribe to Stoic Paradox. Like this video if it gave you a mirror into yourself. Share it with a brother who's still in the dark, and turn on the bell. Because what's coming next isn't just content. It's a blueprint for the man you were born to become, and the kind of impact you were meant to leave. This is where modern masculinity meets ancient strength, and we're just getting started.